At Citi Field in New York, the New York Mets play the Arizona Diamondbacks. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. By Health First, proud wellness partner of the New York Mets. By Empire City Casino, win big. Empire City Casino, game on. By Verizon, chosen by experts, chosen by you. And by DraftKings, play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Well, you say it's a work day today. Got to get to work. But you may not be thinking completely about work because, you know, there's a pennant race on. So there might be something that might distract you from your daily workaday routine. Might take a little bit of extra coffee, but you might be watching.
Second appearance. He had 1/3 of an inning in the first game of this series.
Gave up a double to Jeff McNeil in that game on Monday night. Mets will have Cano, Davis, and Conforto coming up against Scott. Alex Young went 2 2/3, allowed 6 runs, but only 1 of them earned. 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Yohan Lopez was very impressive in inning and a third. Retired all 4 batters he faced, and now Scott works in the 5th. Cano has walked and grounded out today, 0 for 1. Cano watches the slider away, a ball and a strike.
That's drilled to deep right field, headed toward the wall, and it's out of here. A line drive home run for Robinson Cano, his 13th of the year. And the Mets just keep on hitting the long balls. 5 of them last night, 3 more today. 7-0 New York.
Well, I would put this lineup up against anybody in the National League. It's got great balance, a sprinkling of veterans amongst young players, and that Cano with the quick bat. And the Mets are clicking on all cylinders.
13th home run for Cano, and his 3rd in just 20 at bats since coming back from the injured list. And a day off yesterday, right back at it today, and he's had another good day. Here's J.D. Davis, and he gets one in the air to left field. This one should be playable for Rojas. Onto the warning track, and a step from the wall, he makes the catch. By the way, did we mention the ball's carrying the left today?
It's been carrying everywhere this year, Gare. But yes, you're right. Particularly today, it's carrying the left. Oh, that's why.
A couple of balls JD's caught in left field, both of which he's had to make outstanding plays on, and that one carried off JD's bat. Here's Conforto, who's 1 for 2 at a base hit, scored a run in the 3rd, and goes after a slider from Robbie Scott, 0-1. Mentioned a couple of times the Mets are in a stretch where they're facing 4 straight left-handed starters, the last 2 games of this series and the first 2 of the Dodgers series. If you look at the overall numbers this year, the Mets are hitting 25 points higher as a team against lefties than they are against righties. Now, there's a difference between facing a rookie left-hander one day and Clayton Kershaw the next day. Nonetheless, despite the fact that so much of the Mets' production comes from their 4 big left-hand hitters, they've handled it pretty well.
But they've got good balance. I think it's a tremendous left-right balance in this lineup. Sure, you got more power from the left-handers, Guerra, but I think you got better clutch hitters, line drive hitters from the right side. Ramos, numero uno. Alonso provides the punch from the right side. J.D. Davis has been so clutch this year. So, you pick your poison.
You're getting a little bit of what the Dodgers have.
Yes.
That ability to go either way.
Dodgers are just deeper.
Right. And they may be getting a little deeper this weekend because they may be getting Max Muncy back.
Yes.
And that's a big piece for them.
A lot of teams try to do it with, like the Indians do it with switch hitters.
Well, the Diamondbacks too.
Diamondbacks
two big
also.
switch hitters, Marte and Escobar. They have not had a good series, though, the Diamondbacks. A couple of defensive miscues have really hurt them. Conforto draws a walk. I mean, last night it was LeCastro not catching that ball in left field that led to a 5-run inning. And then today, Ahmed, who's a Gold Glover, makes a throwing error, and that leads to a 5-run inning. But when you're going badly, those are the things that happen. And the Mets have been able to take advantage.
And they also have played their best baseball here, and that bodes well in the rest of the ball games. 8 more games here, I believe, right?
9 after today.
9
right?
after today. Sorry.
Or is it 10? They have 4 with the Marlins that last
Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 with the Dodgers, 4 with the Marlins, 3 with the Braves.
And it's a favorable schedule.
Well, the cautionary note is what's happened to the Cardinals at Coors Field the last 2 days.
That's why they play the games.
Yeah. Imagine losing back-to-back 2-1 games against that Rockies staff, which has just been dreadful this year.
And historically, the Marlins have always been the devil.
Yeah.
For the Mets.
Well, certainly late in seasons, we saw that the final weekend of both 07 and 08, when the Mets' hopes expired at the hands of the Marlins. Frazier homered in the second inning. He walked in the third. He had 2 home runs yesterday. There have only been 5 times in Mets history that a player's hit multiple home runs in back-to-back games. Last to do it was Carlos Delgado in 2008. Carlos Beltran did it twice. Gary Carter. And going all the way back to the first year of the franchise, Frank Thomas had back-to-back multiple home run games.
Frank hit over 30 home runs that year, didn't he?
34. He had the club record for a long time. He was here earlier this year. Frank Thomas with Jay Harwich bringing in all the alums. And the guy who had a share of the Mets single-season home run record will be here this weekend. Todd Hundley.
Oh, nice.
Is going to be paying a visit to Citi Field.
Jay's done a nice job with the alumni.
He's done an extraordinary job. The perfect next career for him.
Yep. Well, when you think about it, right, we've talked a lot about Phil Regan and how all these pitchers that are in the organization have gone through a time where they spent time with Phil Regan. Same with the alumni. Everyone has known Jay since 1980. That's Phil.
And even guys who were here before 1980.
That's right.
Formed that kinship. We've had guys like Ron Hunt and Frank Thomas and guys from the early days come back as part of that alumni program. It's been wonderful. Frazier fouls off the slider.
That made the back row in front of us. That's the first time I've seen that.
Ronnie,
still not possible.
You can hope forever. We are never getting a ball in this booth.
It's a little closer, so why don't you make a phone call to your friends in the math department over there at Columbia and have one of the physics guys come over here, do the math and figure out if we can get a ball in here.
What, they don't have a math department at Yale?
No, but it's closer. Let's take the train.
Yeah, phone calls.
Let's take the train. Expensive, you know.
There we are.
I mean, with the height of the screen
Yes.
and the overhang in front of us, there's no way one comes in on a fly. The only way it can happen is if it hits in 5 rows in front and bounces in. It's the only way it's coming in.
I want empirical evidence.
8th pitch of the at bat coming to Frazier, and he fouls that one off. I mean, Al might get a ball someday.
He'll get waffled by a ball.
Well, he's got the camera to protect him. He'd put the $100,000 camera at risk to save himself.
Or an ice cream or something.
Is that what it is, Al? $100,000, that camera? More than that?
You should know. You broke one.
It's not out of your pocket, Al, is it?
Break it, you bought it. Frazier strikes out. First time he's been retired today, and that's the second out. And now Juan Lagares, fresh off his heroics in the 3rd, and here's how good Lagares is going. They're going to make a pitching change.
Why wouldn't you?
I've already seen him take a left-hander deep today, so they'll bring in the right-hander Jimmy Sherfy to second appearance in this series. And their coaches with tips to improve their game. See their full story tonight at 11 p.m. on Geico Sports Night. Jimmy Sherfy makes his second appearance in this series.
Sherfy is a smaller guy, but he throws hard. Good curveball, slider, changeup. He throws just about everything up there.
Yeah, he pitched in game 2 of this series.
Here's Lagares, who had his first career grand slam in the 3rd. Would it be the right time to say that Juan has never had a multiple home run game?
Well, you bounce past him into the other one. Why not?
He's also now hit in 5 straight games. Gets this one out to right field. Hit pretty well. Dyson back near the wall. It's out of here. Lagares the other way. Second home run of the day. It's Juan Lagares Day at Citi Field. 9-0 New York.
Oh, that's why you love this game. Gotta love it.
Oh, Juan. Ball away, went with it.
How about that?
Yep, good call, Gary.
6 RBIs for Lagares, a couple of home runs, and there is joy in that dugout. It's hard to explain how much this team loves Juan Lagares.
Yeah.
Well,
and now Nito drives one to deep left field. And that is out of here. Nito clears the orange line for a home run, his 4th of the year. And the Mets are pouring it on. Their 2nd straight game with 5 home runs. And it's 10-0. And the apple is stuck. It can't get up in time.
got to get back on that stationary bike. Get those legs strong out there again.
There's only so much those hydraulics can do. Up and down and up and down.
Get some WD-40. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Everybody's in on the act.
And you can see it clearly cleared the orange line. And the next pitch after Lagares goes deep, he gets to celebrate Nito's home run. What's Marcus Stroman got for an encore? Apple's still stuck. Stroman's hit 2 balls hard today. Lined out to third, lined out to center. He's hit a home run in his career. Came a couple of years ago against Julio Teheran.
Gary, I got a number. You might have to make a wager tonight. You were spot on.
Now, you just never know in this game, right? You got to be prepared. Mets have hit 10 home runs in the last 2 days. They've now hit 113 home runs at home this year, which is the most the Mets have ever hit at home in a season. And Lagares, a big part of it today. How about Jimmy Sherfy comes in, throws 3 pitches, gives up 2 home runs. And Stroman did not go around. This team is hitting its stride at the right time, isn't it? There's strike 3 call. And Sherfy finally gets the 3rd out, but not before the Mets hit 3 home runs in the 5th inning. Cano, Lagares, Nido all go deep, 10-0 after 5.
Some run from the weather. But with the most capable and luxurious SUV in its class, you can run through it. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Hurry into Jeep Adventure Days for a great deal. Well-qualified returning lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee models for $199 a month.
Rocky Mountain water can be found right